What's up, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? It's Dan here from Cryonoir, and we're here with another devlog! So as you'll be aware, there was no devlog last week. I just did a retro collecting video, which was really good, turned out really well. And that was because we are in the middle of doing lots with the game, and it wasn't finished, so I was kind of hoping that we could get it all finished and done for this week, and then I'll be able to show you what progress was being made. Unfortunately, that's not the case either. We're having a bit of difficulty at the moment, and these devlogs are proving harder and harder to do. In the early stages of development of a game, there's lots to show, basically. It's like, oh, we've got a new sprite, we've got a new block, we've got new this, we've got new that. It's all very, everything you do gives you something of interest to show you. We're now currently in some sort of more kind of polished things and some little bits that take a lot longer to do. They all need to be done. There's a lot there that has to be done, but there's potentially not a huge amount to show you as a result. So what I do have to show you this time, I have done a new weapon asset and a new round for that, but that's not even in the game yet. It's done, it's designed, it's ready to go, but it's not even been imported into the game. And the reason for that is because Josh is currently working on changing how the whole random generation for the levels actually works. That's proving to be quite a big issue because it's one of those things we sort of set it up and got it working just to make sure that it did work, and it did that, and then we built everything on that basis, and then now we're now trying to change it to how we actually want it for the final product. And suddenly a lot of the stuff that we've done previously doesn't work anymore. Particularly things like the background tiling and all that kind of stuff, it's not moulding together particularly well. So he's having to go through and redo all of that and fix all of those problems. Because we're changing how the levels are going to be built, rather than be on sort of I think it was a 4x4 square grid, they're now going to be running sort of one by one, just continuously. That meant that there needed to be a whole load more levels, like segments for it to pick from. So I did that, and again, that's not really overly interesting to show you. It took quite a bit of work to do, but it's effectively just screens full of zeros and ones. A zero being an empty space, a one being a block, and twos, threes and fours being kind of other things like lava and the conveyor belts and stuff. So I did that, and that took me a couple of nights getting all of those together. And again, we don't even know if they're any good or not. Conceptually, they should work quite well, but until I can actually get them in a game and play testing it, I don't know how many of those work either. And I've been working on an intro for the game, like an intro cinematic. And again, that's taken an awful lot of work, and I can't really show you any of it because it's currently just storyboarding. I've written the scripts for it, and I've started on the storyboard so that we have a good foundation for, actually doing all the animation and everything. But that's taken me like a week, and I think I've storyboarded out maybe like a tenth of it. Maybe I've storyboarded as much as 15 to 20% of that. Including writing, and it looks terrible. It does, because it's just a basic storyboard. So there's no animation, in fact, I've spent very little time polishing it whatsoever. It's just getting the frames in place and getting it all sorted. So that looks terrible, so I'm not going to show you that. Even when it's done, that's going to take an awful lot of work, and even when it's done, I'm only really going to be able to show you little bits of it, little clips, because I don't want to spoil the end result. Do you know what I mean? For when you actually play the game, rather than just watching these devlogs, you don't want to feel like you've got the whole game. Oh, I know what the intro looks like. I know this. There needs to be some sort of surprises for you, so you enjoy it. So that means that's going to take up an exceedingly huge, exorbitant amount of time to do, and I'm just going to result in 0 for devlogs, like absolute buckets that I can show you. Which makes this a little bit tricky. So that's where we're kind of at the moment. There's lots going on, but it's just nothing that I can really use in devlog, which is a bit annoying. But obviously I'm learning. I've never built a game for starters, let alone then try to document it or run a YouTube channel or anything like that. So these are all things that I'm learning. Another sort of issue we've been having talks about this and I'd been thinking about it for a long while, and it would appear Josh, it started to really bug Josh and bother Josh as well at the moment, and that's the fact that Yo-Yo Games are no longer supporting GameMaker 1.4. That's due to finish at the end of this year. The end of this year, quotes, whenever that is, which is going to be a serious problem for us. I kind of thought it would be, what we would have to do is we'd finish the game in GameMaker 1.4, and then we would import it into GameMaker 2, so that way it would have all of the latest drivers and it would have all of the latest things. And I'm kind of hoping that will be okay, because it generally creates compatibility scripts and tidies all that up for you automatically. However, I don't know how it's going to react with all the random generation scripts that are done and all of that kind of stuff. We've got no idea. So it's a case of, do we cut now, import it into GameMaker 2, and then start work to try and move on from there? Which is a big problem, because GameMaker 2 is quite a bit different. So that's going to be a huge change for both me and Josh, who've never worked with GameMaker 2. So we would then effectively have to try and learn how this new engine, how this new interface all works and all that kind of stuff on top of building the game. Or do we stick it out in 1.4 and then have to try and import it all into GameMaker 2 and then try and fix any bits that then don't work? And I honestly don't know what the best approach is there. Changing game engine midway through a game is one of the surefire ways of showing that you're in development hell, so I'm kind of really reluctant to do that. But it might very well come to the case that Yo-Yo Games have kind of forced our hands on that, so I don't know. Again, we're still dealing with that. We don't know what we're going to do there. So yeah, it's been a bit of a weird couple of weeks. But we have progress, things are going well. I don't know when I'm going to get the intro cinematic finished. That's going to take forever to do. And that's not even going to be the only cinematic. We need that, we need an end one as well. So, there's a lot going on. I can see why a lot of old Mega Drive games, and SNES used to, for like the end cinematics, would just have stills and just rolling text and stuff. Because, it's a lot of work. So, but that, that's good. That's all good. We're having fun with that, or I certainly am anyway. So that's about it for you really this week. Nothing revelatory for you. I mean, on a side note, I got like Sparkster and Streets of Rage 3 for the Mega Drive, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, it's just been a long slog with not a huge amount to show for it. But them's the breaks. Okay, check us out on Instagram and Twitter, and also on the Facebooks as well. We're on there. Hit the likes, the comments, the subscribes, all that good stuff. YouTube's algorithms are looking for interaction. That's what they want. So the more you can do down there, that it really, really does help us. I can't tell you how much it helps us. So thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, guys, and yes, a salute at the end for no reason.